Hello and welcome to the Sunbirdcrochet podcast. My name is Claudia and I'm coming to you from Autumn, Germany. Woran denkst du? Deine Wahl noch abändern? Ach, Manipulation. Das ist ein Fahrradfahrer. Nein, lass mal. Ich behalte das so. So, 1, 2, 3. Da ist 1. Meins kommt danach. Du hast gewonnen. Yes, autumn has arrived. Today is the 1st of October and I'm going to talk about lots and lots of different things today. First of all, I hope you enjoyed the little bit of video footage from one of my walks. This was actually taken on the 24th of September and I had a lovely, I think it was a Sunday, right? It was a lovely walk. I'm living close to the forest and that's also why we actually get some deer now and then. Hang on. This is one of my own drawings, but let's not get distracted. As I was saying, I had a lovely walk with my mother. We went down into the forest. There's a little brook with a bridge over it. It used to be a stone bridge. As long as I remember, it was a stone bridge, but that was washed away in that flooding, the catastrophe we had in Germany. Is it now 2 years ago? Almost. And they made a provisional wooden bridge over the brook, which we still have to use after all this time. But that's beside the point. We've enjoyed the lovely weather. It's the same kind of weather today. Sunny, fresh air, and can you hear the church bells in the background? Yes, I'm living close to Cologne, but not that close really. I'm living in the countryside, and I'm loving the country life. Yesterday we actually had deer in our garden again, but I will show that to you later. Back to that video in the forest. So we walked down to the brook, and there was a woman and her adult children coming, and they all had their dogs with them, and they let all the dogs loose to play in the brook. Well, except one, which was kept on the leash. And it was all lovely, and we talked a little bit, and right at the end, when my mother and I wanted to leave, the daughter of her said, bye, have a lovely Sunday. And I said to the daughter, yes, have a lovely Sunday as well. And at that moment, something, I don't know why, but that duck-tolling retriever, the biggest dog, something must have triggered it, and it ran up to us, and it first bit my mother into her trouser, and then it bit me, not just into my trouser, but also into my leg. A dog-sized hole in my jeans now. So, I was so flabbergasted. Sorry, we do get to the crochet content. I just wanted to give you an update of what happened. And I'm fine, I'm totally fine. But I was so flabbergasted about what had happened. I hadn't even noticed that that it had bitten a hole into my jeans. And the lady offered to swap phone numbers, etc. So what you do, but I said, no, it's fine, it's fine. And I met her twice again. Once we walked onwards, and then later they came past us while we were talking to someone else. You see, this is a small place, so when you walk around the forest, you probably meet some of your neighbors or people you know. So you always have to stop and talk. Anyhow, so she overtook us and offered to me again to pay for the damage. I said, no. And then later at the car park near the forest, we walked home, but she came from a neighboring city, judging from her number plate, and she offered it to me again. So I told her to stop worrying and I will be fine. In fact, I only had a little bit of a scratch on the skin, and the next day I had a bit of a bruise about that size. But I do have that hole in my jeans, and now I'm wondering if I should learn how to do visible mending. Okay, let's move on to crochet. Now I have so many ideas and things I want to do and to make that I, again, was kind of, I couldn't decide where to start. Okay, I've started for one of the designs, the call for submissions. I've started with one of those ideas, and it's in the background, but you can't see it because I'm hiding it behind my head. By the way, yes, my hair is darker than it usually is because they discontinued my hair dye color and I usually take hazelnut. Yes, that's oversharing now, but bear with me. And I went for a mid-brown. Turns out mid-brown is dark. It's like black with me. But it will be washing out, right? Let's organize this. finished objects, I have none. Works in progress, I've got 2. One is my design back there, and the other one is here because I was so overwhelmed with all the possibilities that I kept it simple. I just started another blanket. I started this blanket by just making a square using the free pattern by Dedri Uys, the continuous crochet blanket. I think it's a baby blanket pattern, but I already made like 4 or 5 huge blankets using that pattern. It's really very easy, and you can use your minis holding them double, and then you get a mold effect. And I did that to make the center square. And then I've got a paid for pattern. This is basically corner to corner. I'm adding triangles to each side of a square, and for this you start actually here in the middle and you work your way like this. Okay, so I was doing that for each corner, and then now I've started project management. Now I've started to do the same. This is the wrong side. To do the same with this color on the edge of brown, of a maroon, and I finished one of these so far. I have to do this to the other sides, so it will be like a big patchwork blanket. These are all minis in the middle, and therefore it has a bit of a color changing effect. This edge could be neater, but it's just going to be a blanket for keeping me warm in winter. Behind me is my Battenberg blanket. One of 2. I think what I will do first is to talk with you through everything which I've written down, because I did do a little bit of organizing before I came to talk to you, and then I will show you all the incoming goodies. Yes, so bit of live updates, bit of what's on my radar in the crochet community, crochet and knitting community by now, and all these things. Now let's talk about the MCAL, the Geo Gradient MCAL by Stephen West, which is going to start on the 5th of October. And at the moment I've got the feeling, or I get the feeling, that everyone is so excited about that. I do have my 4 colors ready. I am Team Stash. Let me show them to you. I've probably shown them to you before, but let me just show you once again. So I basically had a look at my stash, and I was thinking which colorway is really attractive to my eyes, which is telling me, yes, pick me, pick me. So it was this one, which is called, the colorway is called Kill Bill, and I've got 2 skeins of this from Das Mondschaf. I don't know if she still has it in stock. This is a German indie dyer, and I really love her wool. Yes, so Kill Bill. Then I was looking for something which was, this is a greenish yellow, so I was looking for something in roughly the same family, and I picked Ankh-Morpork, which is also a colorway from Das Mondschaf. It's a little bit of a grubby beige with violet and green dots. Don't know if this will show, but I think that will work fine. Ankh-Morpork. Well, Kill Bill is a movie reference and Ankh-Morpork is a book reference. Ankh-Morpork is a city in the stories by Terry Pratchett, the Discworld book series, which I highly recommend, by the way. It's actually the right time of year to start reading, seriously reading more. There is obviously an official first part and the next book, but I started with Guards, which was wonderful. But my favorite characters are actually the witches. So Witches Abroad is one of the funniest books. Digressing again. So we've got Ankh-Morpork, Kill Bill. Then I've got this skein of loveliness, which is John Arbon Textiles. But I don't know the colorway. It's probably just a number. But I think the yarn, it's very soft, so I think it's Yarnadelic. So that works quite well, right? And then I needed a contrast, so I went to Lana's Colors, a skein from Lana's Colors, which I had in stash, and it's this black with brown speckles in there, like a mottled black, and I think this will be a lovely combination for the MCAL. So that's my choice for the MCAL shawl. I've already bought the pattern, but I haven't done anything else. I mean, I haven't swatched, or I'm not going to swatch. And yeah. So that's the MCAL. And as I said, everyone seems to be excited about it. Last year, Martin from Knit 365 and Irina Shah from Fiber Chats had the Human of West Knits. Well, they had together some live videos, live sessions together, and they even had Stephen joining them at one stage, which was very exciting. And Irina had the Humans of West Knits. She was interviewing a group of people who were taking part in the MCAL, and she learned a bit about their choices, their yarn choices, and how they approach the whole thing and what they like about it and all these things. And it was a lot of work, so thank you, Irina, for that. It was a lot of fun to watch. And this year they came up with the idea that they are having regular Zoom meetings. So I attended the first Zoom meeting, and you can rewatch that Zoom. It was live on Zoom, and maybe you can spot me there. Yeah, I enjoyed that very much. And oh, sorry, I bumped you. I enjoyed that very much. And Martin, well, Irina was showing her colors first. She was going into stash as well, and she's going for a turquoise vibe, turquoise blue. And Martin is team kit. He bought a kit from Stephen and Penelope in Amsterdam, and he has chosen a lovely kit from Punk Rock Unicorn, who is one of my other favorite German dyers. She is selling at Stephen and Penelope, and the kit she prepared for that cal, the one which Martin has chosen, it's different colors of blue, and it's really brilliant blue. Like, I think the brightest blue is called Santorini. So if you know how these white houses in Greece with the blue sea look like, then you know what that blue is. Or you just go and have a look at one of his videos. And he didn't know that at the same time as he was choosing his kit, his partner was choosing another kit and bought it, and now he has two kits which he has to knit during that MCAL. And Martin is a kind soul. He decided to knit his partner's kit first, and if he is quick enough and has a bit of time in between the release of the next clue of the MCAL, then he will start and work on his own shawls. So I am excited and really interested to see how he will be dealing with that, or if he will have a nervous breakdown. I'm sure I will have to be team embrace your pace. But talking about the MCAL, I was taking part in that last year as well, and I am in the MCAL group of Yalin, who is made by Yalin, and she is going to have today at 3:50 p.m. South African time, German time as well, and 2:50 p.m. UK time, and you do the rest of the maths for yourself. She's going to have a live Zoom. If you're not in her group, then you can still join us there. It's a supportive and fun group, and just drop her a message on Instagram, made by Yalin. And yeah, so she was posting on her YouTube channel, the Lekker podcast, the videos that she took interviews with all of us who participated last year, and she is now uploading them successively, and there's one with me. So if you want to watch and see what my last year's shawl looked like and how I dealt with my pressure of catching up and being behind, have a look there. I will link it down below. So this year's MCAL Geogradient starts on the 5th of October. Are you taking part? Yes, as I wanted to say, Martin and Irina are having the Humans of Westnitz Zoom calls on a regular basis. They already had at least one, and there will be 2 Zoom meetings, live Zoom meetings every week. So it's going to be a community building event, and I'm looking forward to that. I actually have to check. I think it's on Wednesdays and Fridays, but I might be mistaken. So I will look it up, but you can also just follow Fiber Chats, who is Irina, and Welsh Tenor on Instagram, who is Martin. He is Knit365 on YouTube, and I will try to be a good one and to link everything down below. I would love to join Yalin's live Zoom today, but I will actually be on a birthday party this afternoon, so I will miss out on that one, but I will be able to catch up next time, I hope. So let's talk about some other crochet alongs and knit alongs. Let me tell you about Mariette. She is starting her Socktober sock along. So since it's now the 1st of October, it's obvious that her Socktober sock along has started as of today. And you're supposed to make socks. The same goes for the Strictly sock along, run by Ellie, who's starry as Ellie, Little Drops of Wonderful. And this is an annual sock along. You are supposed to only knit when you watch the dance series on British TV, Strictly Come Dancing, but cheating is allowed and encouraged, and there are prizes even for cheating. Yeah, and what else has been on my radar? Dawn from Dawn's Days and the Woven Almanac. She has been to Yarndale and has been sharing some footage of that with 2 of her podcasting friends. Yes, it looked like lots of fun. It was like being taken along on the ride and to Yarndale. And this is something which I still have to do. It's still on my bucket list to go to Yarndale, to maybe even to Rhinebeck. Yeah, but I don't want to go alone, so. And Becky from Back to Blighty has started Vlogtober. She uploaded her first episode already and I watched it, and it's so cozy. The vibe is cozy. She talks about the veggies she got from her garden, and she was making tomato sauce for pasta and for pizza, and she was talking about her bunny, that he's quite easy to keep, and when she lets him out in the garden to have a run around, and when bunnies are happy, you see them jumping and turning around in the air, and there's a specific word for it. So it really sounds like, it makes me happy to even hear about it. So I wanted to share that. And if you haven't subscribed to her channel yet, Back to Blighty on YouTube, please do. She is an excellent knitter. She used to dye wool. I actually have one skein of her, which I won in a crochet along run by Ellie and by Becky years ago. What else? Fleece and Harmony, they have a podcast on YouTube as well, and which I really enjoy. They are based on Prince Edward Island in Canada, and they have a yarn festival next weekend, and they're still running the Mary Wallen Make Along until next year, so please go and have a look. Then the Bright Crochet Along has officially started as well. I know that some of you have started with their projects. I still have to pick mine, but I did get some yarn gifted, and I will show it to you after that little bit of update section. Actually, I think that's already it, because I already told you about Yalene posting last year's MCAL interviews, and I hope it's not too cringe-worthy. So let me take another sip of my tea, which is probably cold by now, and then we are going to go to the incoming. So very unexpected gift came from all the way from the USA, and this is from Makita. Makita, you're a darling. So this is from Nanette Wake Studio, and it's called The Jewels Fingering Weight Single Apply. Look at these. Aren't these beautiful? These are single. They're so soft. Oh, I love them. There's something in there. A needle runs through it. Which is, I would say that this is actually something to rustling, sorry. This is the seller. A needle runs through it on Etsy. And I would say that this is something to clip around your shawl, and it holds your shawl together. So this might be the best thing for my, it's even color coordinated, for my MCAL shawl. So I will put it right next to my wool for the MCAL shawl. Thank you, Makita. I mean, I'm speechless. I didn't know this was coming, and it came while I was sick in bed. So my mother was actually picking it up from the post office, and when I was feeling better, I opened that parcel and I was, what? It was such a cheer up. Thank you very much. And not only did she give me this and the scarf braid thingy belt, she sent me free skeins of yarn, very autumnal. So this will probably become a project for the Murid MCAL. And there are some cute stitch markers on here. Look at this one here. It has some glittery stars in there. Oh, actually they are miniature maple leaves. So perfect for the season. Come on, focus. There's the maple leaf. And in here there is another stitch marker. And this is really a beautiful, beautiful present. That yarn, she put the ball bands in here. It's the Plymouth Yarn Company, and the yarn is called Gina. It's 100% wool. It's beautiful, beautiful. And not only that, but she's also looking after me. She sent me here a Sierra Bees Organic Mint Burst Lip Balm. Be good to your lips, sierrabees.com. So it's a lip balm. It's still, safety seal is still on, so I can't really just pop it open now. But I will use this today because my lips can use this. They are in need of some beeswax mint burst lip balm. So thank you for thinking of me, and you made me very happy, Makita. Thank you very much. I will have to come up with a project for these minis as well, because my other incoming, let me show you. Yes, it has arrived. It's my Halloween yarn calendar from Green Lambkin Yarns. The theme is practical magic. It's one of my favorite movies, and I'm sure I will actually have to watch this. I will watch this week. Practical Magic and Hocus Pocus, the original first one, are my favorite Halloween movies, together with The Fearless Vampire Killers, if I'm a little bit in a more creepy, even though comedy mode and mood, and watching the old black and white the Munster family, the Munsters. Yes. So this is Practical Magic. Always throw spilled salt over your left shoulder. Keep rosemary by your garden gate. Plant lavender for luck, and fall in love whenever you can. I'm trying hard. So it's a box with all kind of goodies. Can you see that without everything falling out? The minis are individually wrapped, and there are little treats like hot chocolate. Oh, if you got the same box, then prevent being spoiled by not looking right now. So there is something. It doesn't have a number. Everything else has a number, so I can open this, I suppose, whenever I want. And then there are some stickers. An elixir a day keeps the curse at bay. And this must be love potion number 9. And then I've got, what's that? Medium roast organic coffee. Little treats, you know. A crunchy bar. and Halloween lollipop, and obviously the yarn. And I thought, since today is the 1st of October, let's open the first, shall we? So, this is number 1. Ooh. Oh, I love this. The colorway is written on here. So this is today's colorway. And it's with Stellina. Beautiful. I have no regrets whatsoever. Oh, this is lovely and squishy, and oh, I think we should watch this movie together. I have to make sure that I don't forget which is which is which. So I will wrap this around here, and then I will put it back in here. So who is it going to be tomorrow? I will certainly open it together with you, because that's something I haven't told you yet. Tomorrow I still have to go to work, but then because I'm changing jobs, I had to take quite a lot of leave days, which I still had. So from the 3rd of October until the 15th of October, I'm actually on leave. So I will be able to come to you more often. No! How horrible! So, that's not all. I still have a couple of magazines and books to show you, even though we are actually now on minute 41. But I will cut this down anyway, and who doesn't love a long podcast? Yarn related first, right? You do know that I've received my Murid magazine. I've shown it to you last time. Then the John Arment Textiles, the annual free arrived. Really excited about that. I tried to get into this here as a designer, but my design wasn't picked. But if you're interested in that design, it's a free pattern. On Ravelry, it's a fern collector cowl. And I know that Carol, who's Wolf Crochet on Ravelry, has already made hers, and I believe she enjoyed it. And there are others who made it, and yeah, thank you for supporting me like that. So, there are lovely patterns in here. They used to have more knitting patterns than crochet patterns, but I can see already that there is a lovely half heb or a full heb pattern by Rosina, who is Zines and Rogers, Rosina Northcott, and it's called the Barton Heb. It's a really huge shawl. That's crochet. And then we've got the Drover Scarf by Faye Hughes, which is also a crochet pattern. There is a recipe for walnut brownies, caramel walnut brownies, and a chat with Mary Wallen, which would fit right into Fleece and Harmony's Mary Wallen make along. Get inspired by her makes. I mean, look at her patterns. That's really beautiful. Mary Wallen. This is a chat, by the way, with her, not one of her patterns, but her patterns are easily available. And this is the lookbook. This is the Barton Heb by Rosina. Beautiful photography as well, I must say. And the Mill Open Weekend. They already announced next year's Mill Open Weekend. I can't remember the exact date, but go onto their website and you can find out more about that. This here is the Drover Scarf by Faye, a crochet design. And also it actually brings back lots of memories of when I've been in that area. That's drawings by Katie. So the annual by John Arm Textiles. It brings back lots of memories of my trip to Devon, North Devon. It's the area of Linton and Lynmouth, and I've been there twice already. I wish I could go back, because both times I've been there, I hadn't been a crocheter or knitter. So this time, or next time, I would actually visit there with totally new ideas and inspirations. You know what I mean. And then the next book, which arrived all the way from the US, is Crochet Sweaters with a Textured Twist. 15 Timeless Patterns for Gorgeous Handcrafted Garments by Linda Scuya. She is the one with the Ruden sweater design in playful.com, or at playful.com. And this is her new book. It's available in the US and in Canada, but I ordered it on Amazon in Germany, and it just took a little bit longer to arrive. But yeah, it's truly beautiful designs. I will just show you here the back. So you see she's a really talented crochet designer. So that's that, and that's all fiber related incoming. The only other thing I wanted to show you is that I couldn't resist, after all the lovely literature books which I bought, Persuasion and Pride and Prejudice and In 80 Days Around the World, I also bought an illustrated version of The Hound of the Baskervilles, because this is the season where we get to all these creepy crime stories and a little bit of just the right amount of creepy stories, of creepiness. Yeah, so I bought this. This is a little bit smaller than the other books, but it's also lovely illustrated. This is a German version. I mean, the publisher is German, so the book is in German. But as I said, I'm sure especially the Sherlock Holmes stories are probably available in so many different editions. So this is Sherlock Holmes, The Hound of the Baskervilles. Another Adventure of Sherlock Holmes by Arthur Conan Doyle. This adventure of a great detective whose reappearance has so long been hoped for will be found equal, if not superior, in vivid and thrilling interest to the best of those which first made his name celebrated all over the world. The Strand Magazine, August 1901. So I'm not just going to read this story, I'm also going to go and rewatch my favorite series with Jeremy Brett. It's from the late 80s and early 90s, I believe. He passed away by now, Jeremy Brett, the actor, and he was the best Sherlock Holmes for my liking. So yeah, there are beautiful illustrations in there, and little extra informations like dog, what's it called, dog breeds, and then some pages are in dark with white, and it's just beautiful. And I wanted to know from you, What's your favorite Sherlock Holmes story? I think Sherlock Holmes and Agatha Christie is really one of the most read literature, apart from Jane Austen and all the other classics like Treasure Island. I really love the old classic stories, love them. There's a geographic map from England as well in here, so you get to know lots of things, in this case about the geographic and historical specifics of Dartmoor, where this story is taking place. And there is an explanation how to play écarté, a French card game for 2 people, for 2 players. There is Watson's survival guide. I mean, what does he say? Oh, for his own safety, never approach wild animals like cattle and ponies. Don't get too close to them. For an emergency, always carry something to drink and to eat with you. Always wear weatherproof clothing. And report everything unusual to Holmes, etc., etc. Yeah, so I love this. Dartmoor. I actually stood on this tour myself back in 2014. Is it really that long ago? It was a lovely trip. We went all around the south of the UK, started in Kent and Surrey, and then moved over, visited so many places. Look at this. I mean, you've got to love books which has these informations. I love these informations. Fish otter, butterflies, Dartmoor ponies. Dartmoor prison. This looks like an escape plan. Yeah, so and a map of the county of Devonshire. So you get the idea. I love this kind of books. And with that, we've almost reached an hour of me waffling to you. I hope that you enjoyed this. I will put a little bit of the fog which was here yesterday morning, and just a little bit of scenery, autumn scenery for you at the end of this video. And I hope that you are having a great start into autumn, into October. I'm not calling my videos in October Vlogtober because I'm not going to be able to post daily, but I will definitely keep you updated on my calendar and on my projects, and maybe I will read a story to you if that's something you might be wanting to endure. Oh, that's my phone. So see you next time. Bye.